Welcome to episode 4 of the Ballin4God podcast. I'm your host, Russell Conwell. We got 3 Waltonville basketball players here, and you guys want to just introduce yourselves?
I'm Gage Peterson. I go to Waltonville High School.
I'm Kyle Cooper.
And I'm Jagger Mayville.
So you guys, you and Jagger, you're wrapping up your baseball seasons. Just played Woodlawn today and
Conference championship right there. Yep.
conference championship. You guys won 9-0.
9-0.
You guys a little tired after that?
A little bit. We're getting there.
So, you guys reflecting back on this junior year. I mean, you guys are finishing up, but reflecting back on junior year, you guys were 28-5 regional champions again. How are you guys feeling right now?
Unsatisfied, but we had a great year, and it didn't end the way we wanted to, but it was another learning year, and time's ticking now. We got senior year. We know not much time left. We got to make a run this year.
Jagger, you took a big step up this year, becoming a double-digit scorer, kind of a guy the team could rely on. What was kind of preparations going into your sophomore year?
Just get stronger and play like that summer basketball, Illinois Bears. That really helps playing that great competition over there. And, yeah.
So, you guys went 28-5, as said, and you guys, past couple years, you guys have really been putting something together. And, what's kind of the next step to, make that deep state run like you guys were kind of hoping for?
I personally think it's more like being able to finish games. Like at the beginning of the year, we were strong. We were strong as a team. Our bodies were a lot stronger, and as the year progressed, our bodies started to wear down. I definitely think staying in the weight room throughout the year will definitely help us. Like Meridian was a fast, strong, old team that was ready to go, and I think our bodies were just starting to get worn down towards the end of the year.
I think, to build off what he said, there's a certain point in the season where your legs get tired, body's aching. You got to dig deep, and Meridian's been a team that's made a run a couple times. They definitely had us on the experience factor. So, just coming down to that, we just got to grow as a team and, just get better down the stretch of later in the season and in late games.
Yeah, kind of like what he said. I think, like also what Gage said, I think we need to dig down, be gritty. Our bodies are worn out, and big games like that against Meridian, we'll take advantage, and they did.
It takes a lot to make state runs. Especially for a guy like Gage, he's a three-sport athlete. So you're going all year round, and then you got your AAU.
Absolutely. Yep.
What kind of goes into that? Because it seems like you don't really get a break.
Yeah, but to me, I feel like it's all worth it because you get so much out of it. Hanging out with the guys on the basketball team, and then you go straight to baseball, and then you go transition to summer ball, and you get to meet new people. To me, it's worth it. I love it. I feel like I've done it all my life, so it's like I said, it's definitely worth it.
Would you say, you play baseball and you also do golf? Would you say golf's something you consider a hobby, or is
Golf's kind of a one-time thing for me every year. Going in the summer when I got some free time, I'll go out there and mess around with some of my buddies, and my golf game might not be the greatest, but it's something I can go out and have fun with my friends. So
you play golf as well? What are your thoughts on golf?
I do consider myself better than Gage, but other than that, I'm not the greatest, but you go out there and, it's something to get your mind off of your main sport. I think it's important to be a multi-sport athlete just because you focus on one sport so much, especially as a young kid. It's grueling, it's tough. It just gets your mind off things, and golf's it's genuinely fun. A lot of people, they suck at first. They're not the greatest, but it's something you want to get better at, and it's enjoyable.
Yeah, I have a few friends that play golf, and then a few friends that just do it for a hobby. And from what I understand, golf it just I don't know, you just always want to do better. And it's
you've got that one shot every round that makes you want to go back.
Yeah,
that one good shot out of the entire round that makes you want to go back.
Yeah, that's what they always say. One shot, you play one and you get one bad shot, and you just don't want to play anymore. And then get a next stroke, you get a really good shot.
Yep.
So you guys, I mean, my school Benton's obviously really good, and then you guys got second in your regional last year. How would you say golf like kind of helps you, like I mean, mentally for basketball or like for baseball?
I mean, kind of like what Kyle said, it just takes your mind off a lot of things. You just go out there and, you know, just have fun. Like for me, it may not be, it may be different for him, but for me, I just go out there. I know I'm not very good, so I go out there with nothing to lose and just play, and it does take my mind off things, and I just get to interact with the guys from the other schools that I play with. So
I mean, it's a humbling sport, so I feel like for me, it kind of you may be riding high, but it'll sit you down on your butt real quick. So just like working towards basketball, it's kind of like good to know there's something that I'm like super bad at, and there's something I can always improve on. It relates to basketball, how I got to keep improving. There's no I'm not to the top of the best I can possibly be.
You guys, speaking of improving, and you guys, from your guys' freshman year, you guys improved a lot. Especially you, you shot 58% from three, I think, this year, something like that. What would you say, like your off-season tactics or whatever, or like you're playing AAU? Like, how does that help you guys overall?
for me, AAU, I played with SI Select the past or last summer and this summer now, and playing with them last year definitely helped me because I played up in age group and I played up against tougher and older competition. And with playing with a group like that, you get other people that have the same. You just got to figure out something that makes you better. And me, we had a couple other bigs, so I got to play on the wing a little bit, and that's what kind of helped me, you know, shoot from the wing and play better off from the wing, you know, and just like when you're on your own and stuff, you just getting in the weight room and just that off season grind is what makes it for you.
For me, pretty much just all summer, I give my body a rest and stuff, and I just go to the gym, go to the weight room, and just try to improve there. My family's always been big on like taking an off season and not playing AAU so much, just giving your body a rest, and that's that. Just my uncle, my brother, they're two coaches. They're big believers in get rest and improve your game just in the gym and stuff.
Yeah, I've been playing Illinois Bears for probably about 4 years now. Made a lot of good friends, and we play a lot of good competition. So that also helps for like regular season and going to the postseason, playing that tough competition, and kind of like what Kyle said, work out, prepare your body for the new season.
You guys, sometimes like you and get Jagger and Gage, you guys get to play with some players that you might see, like you play with Nathaniel, and can't think of off the top of my head who you play with, but like just going to play against those guys, what's it different like knowing like kind of their strengths and weaknesses like from playing with them?
Well, you would think, like you mentioned Nathaniel, you would think that Nathaniel, you know, Weber's a good team, but obviously, you know, he's the main guy. And you would think that when you get on a team with guys like that, that he would shade away and kind of play like he does at Weber. But when he gets around guys like that, um, he knows how to play well with other people that he knows that can score the ball and do everything just as well as he can. But like, I mean, he can, Nay, he can go get you a bucket anytime he wants to. So, knowing his strengths and weaknesses, I mean, you can't really find out much because you're just playing so well as a team that you're not really looking for that stuff. You know what I mean? But I mean, maybe one day. Can't really figure out how to guard that kid.
Well, Braylon Turner from Oakville, he's a guard. It's always fun playing against him. Oakville's a very good team. They had Aiden Anderson, but playing against Braylon, there's always that trash talking factor. And like whenever you see him on the Bears, like there's always bragging rights, of who wins that game, and yeah.
And like going back to SI Select, we played Rogo from Marion this year when we went down there and played them. I'm trying to think who else I might have seen. We didn't see Jalon from Harrisburg, but like Rogo, like Jagger said, just that fun trash talking factor that you get to see with your guys, and
Yeah.
just
You mentioned Nathaniel and like how he like kind of goes out there and gets a bucket, and it's really hard for you to guard him. Just looking back on this year, did you guys go 1-1 against him, or
Yeah,
We
we
did.
split.
Yeah.
what was like? Because he's a really good scorer. What's kind of like makes him that good scorer? You would say.
I guard him. I didn't guard him as much. That'd probably be a question for Jagger to answer.
Yeah, I'd say his ability to do everything. I mean, he can post up, obviously shoot, rise over top of me. You know, I'd say I have a pretty long body that I can get a hand in pretty much anybody's face, and he rises up and shoots over that quite easily. But yeah, pretty much his ability to do everything.
He can dribble the ball. I mean, he's got a 6'4" frame, dribble the ball, pass the ball, shoot the ball. He's a really fun player to watch, I would say. And I don't know. I'd say Rogo's fun to watch too.
Yeah.
I enjoy
Yeah.
watching him play. There was a while back in, I think, late January, early February, where he had a bunch of nights where he scored high 20s, low 30s.
I did see this year too. He posted somebody. I think he went down the
I
lane
saw
and
that,
yeah,
Mhm.
that was pretty neat.
Against Heron, I think.
Yep.
It's a big rivalry game for them too. So I mean, big plays like that in a rivalry game. I'm sure you guys have some experience with that.
Oh yeah.
It's good. You get I mean, Woodlawn's considered one of your rivals, you'd say, wasn't it? Your brother coaches for Woodlawn. How would you say, like, coming into that game and like after the game, like what's the experience like?
I mean, obviously, there's a lot of chatter just before the game from. It's not even necessarily from like me and my brother. It's just the build up of the Woodlawn-Waltonville rivalry, and just it's a lot. But once I get out there on the court, I'm not really even thinking about it. He's obviously there, but it's just like any other coach. I just try to focus on the game and stuff, and stay in my huddle and just listen to my coach. I'm not worried about the other coach. It's definitely fun though after, just to go back and watch and stuff and just see the adjustments he made, the adjustments we made. It's definitely a whole lot more fun when we beat them rather than I think they beat us our freshman year. So it's fun after it, but before it, I'm not really too worried about it.
How would your I mean, your brother, you both are big into basketball. How would you say, like, you guys help each other, like, or like, how important is he to you and your?
He's definitely very important. Just as a young kid, anytime he was in the gym, I was following him, basically just doing whatever he was doing as far as workouts and stuff. And just as he became a coach, it's grown even more because he's helping my game and just grow as a player. And I feel like he's made me smarter as a player, especially. So he's done a lot to help me grow, and I look up to him. And
He's got a lot over there. Woodlawn coming back, I think. Did they have a senior? Or, like, was it just one senior?
They might have, but they've got everybody back, the main guys.
They have a bunch of freshmen, sophomore. They're gonna be pretty solid. I think they have 9 freshmen on the roster. Maybe it's a lot. And then Luke McKay's pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, he's good.
When Nathaniel broke, it was either I think it was a school record for career points. Him and McKay were going back and forth.
Yeah.
They had like Marla had 36 and McKay had 29. And that gym was getting pretty loud because it was over at Woodlawn, so it was like kind of like closed in, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And I enjoy watching your brother coach and just watching Woodlawn as well.
McKay, he wasn't. I think he started at Mount Vernon and then transferred his sophomore year. But getting him, that was big for Woodlawn. He honestly exceeded expectations for how good he was supposed to be. And I know, like, maybe filling up to his brother's shoes is tough because his brother was really good. But he's a load to handle. So they should be pretty good in the future.
When are you guys play them? Like, who typically guards him?
Who guarded him this year?
I think he was hurt, so it was.
Oh well. I mean, he started.
I don't think we played man.
Is it you?
Oh yeah, we were playing zone.
We were playing zone. I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
think we played
that's
man.
right.
But yeah.
We were like in a 1-3-1 something.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I remember he was like hobbling around
Yeah.
or something.
It was like fresh off.
I think it was after that charge call they called on him. Remember that one time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a
did.
charge.
I-
Either
Uh-huh.
called.
Called a charge on
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I just like swiped at the ball and he
Mhm.
kind of extended his arm and they called a charge.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would say you would probably guard
Yeah.
him if not, because he would take Frick and.
Yeah.
So it'd probably be Jagger to guard McKay.
Frick's He's pretty good too. He got a lot better throughout the year from what I saw. He's only a sophomore too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're young.
Mm-hmm.
You guys beat him, I think, 63-36 that first time, but like, I don't know, it was pretty close that first half, and then you guys just kind of turned the afterburners in the second half.
Yeah, I think it was only like a 7-point game at halftime or something. They were just hitting threes and stuff. I don't know. That game was kind of a blur.
There's definitely a lot of games like that I have. There's some games I remember like every single moment from each game, and then there's some like I don't remember anything.
It was definitely one of those games.
Mm-hmm.
For you especially, you had what?
30.
You had at least
He had
30 that game.
I think he had 32.
Yeah, 32 when we
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think you were pretty good, pretty efficient from free throw line that game as well.
I remember I like made all of them, and then the last 2 free throws I shot, I missed them both for some reason. That's like the one thing I remember from that game. I just missed 2 in a row. I was so mad.
You guys started out 17-0, and just looking back, what was kind of the mindset like? Because you guys got off to like 10-0 and then 11-0. Like, how do you guys stay humble through that?
I mean, just playing together, just every day in the gym. Like we know each other's capabilities, and we've got that team chemistry. I mean, just when you've got the guy, like we've been playing for each other so long, we know everybody. I mean, and that definitely helps.
Yeah, we got off to a hot start and stuff. Naturally our guys they're fairly humble. I mean, I don't think we have anybody that's just a boastful player or anything. So we kind of expected to be there though. If that, like we obviously felt we were good enough to beat whoever, and we added some tough games to the schedule, and just getting off to the hot start, we felt we were right where we wanted to be, and just taking it one game at a time, we were able to stay like grounded. So
Yeah, like Kyle said, I feel like staying grounded and like keeping your head straight and not getting too boastful was a really good part of that long, how long?
it's like 33 games.
Yeah, 33 games. I feel like that's a major part. And like Gage said, playing with each other in practice and having that good competition. And, yeah.
You guys also, it's not like you guys lost to your 5 losses. It wasn't to a bunch of 1As. You guys your first loss to 1A was against Weber, and then you guys lost to Meridian in the sectionals. Those are your only 2 1A losses. You guys played very well against the competition that you're supposed to play, and then you guys almost beat Centralia. Marion game, that was just, you guys could have played better in my opinion. I feel like you guys could. Marion was really good, but I feel like you guys could have definitely beat.
Marion shot the lights out that game.
I think we could have played better, but that was a athletic team. That was a bad matchup for us. They were a tough 3A team.
Yeah, it's good for you guys to see those type of teams, and Cayenne had a really, really good game.
Yeah.
I think the Centralia game, I definitely, like Kyle said, they're athletic and big. I definitely do. I think that's why we hung in with Centralia at that time, because we just matched up so well with them, better than we did Marion, and we definitely had our chances in the Centralia game. I think Centralia was ranked like 6th in the state for where are they, 3A. So I mean, yeah, it was just losses like that against a team that you aren't exactly expected to hang with, that you definitely learn a lot from games like that.
Yeah, that Centralia game, I think it was both of us. It was a Saturday shootout at Pinckneyville, so we both had a game the night before, and obviously we played Marion, which was tough in itself, but they played Mount Vernon, so I think that benefited us, them coming off a back-to-back and a big rivalry. That definitely helped us, and then like he said, the matchups were better with Centralia than they were with Marion.
Yeah, like you said, the only 1A losses coming from Meridian and Weber. Playing Centralia and Marion, and who else we play? Carlisle.
Yeah, we lost to them.
Yeah, and I mean even teams like Fairfield that like really really helps in the postseason and really makes our schedule, I'd say, really tough. And
Pretty tough, yeah.
I'd say you guys, Meridian. I'd say Meridian had toughest 1A schedule, but outside of Meridian, I think you guys had second for sure.
I think Meridian played a tournament or shootout or something in Missouri, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think they went to Carbondale, but
Yeah.
they played like 2 games in one day.
Played Murfreesboro and then some other school that was really big.
Yeah, they were huge.
Meridian's also got a really tough schedule too.
Yeah.
You guys, have you guys looked? Do you guys know your schedule at all for next year? Or do you have any idea of it?
I mean, we could probably like.
I'm sure if we looked. I don't know. I don't know if it's posted on the internet or not. I don't think we're for sure, or nothing's official yet. But
I'm sure we'll be like. Coach always wants to strengthen it even more, so I'm sure we'll add a game or two, just trying to make it tougher. But we'll see.
We've talked to Coach before, and we're trying to get in the
Highland. Yeah.
the Highland shootout that they
Yeah.
got. Yeah,
They got a lot.
that's definitely gonna be.
That's some tough competition.
That's some competition if we ever see some. So
Yeah.
I remember Columbia. They went up there this past year and they played Principia, which they're like. I think
Oh, yeah.
And,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I watched them in person. They're insane. Yeah. But Columbia, which they had like those 2 D1 kids, and they lost them by 41. Yeah, that's competition you'll see there for sure. Oh yeah. And then Scotty Atkinson his team went to play there as well.
that's Missouri Gatorade Player of the Year right there, right?
Yep.
You used to play Bears with Scotty, yeah.
Yeah, when I first started playing AAU, I played with the Bears. I can't remember how old I was, but I played with Scotty for I think a year, and then the second year, that's when he went. I think he played for Bradley B Elite at that point, and that's when he moved on. But I was able to play with. I played with Scotty.
He's crazy. He's only getting better.
Absolutely, he's only a sophomore.
He's going into his junior year. And he already has 1,000 points. I think both of you guys got that as well, but it's just crazy, especially on because you guys, that's an insane to get 1,000 points as sophomores, but he did it at an even bigger school. Absolutely. Yeah. And even tougher.
I say tougher everything, tougher competition, especially.
And it's crazy to think that he could still be playing for Marion if he really wanted to.
Yeah.
They would have been a load this year if they had him.
Yeah.
That would have been.
I think if they didn't make it up to state, I'd be shocked if they had Scotty.
Because I think Glenwood went, right? They beat Triad.
Yeah.
So Marion, if they would have had Scotty, they would have been at state.
Marion lost to Glenwood earlier in the year, which it's early in the year, so it's hard to say, but Marion lost them by just a couple points.
Yep. I think Mount Vernon beat Glenwood. I think it might have been at the holiday tournament with Central.
Yeah, that's pretty early in the year.
Yeah.
And Mount Vernon was one of those teams that almost got everything put back together, but I think that, what's his name, McClure, tearing his ACL, I think that kind of hurt the team.
Yeah, that hurt. I felt bad for him because he's better at baseball. It hurts his baseball.
Yeah, definitely does. I'm hoping that he gets recovered by next baseball season.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to him in a while. He said he's doing rehab and all that. Yeah. That Mount Vernon team, they're returning quite a bit next year too. I think. Which this is now I'm gonna take McClure out now, but now 4 out of the 7 of their main players from last year, excluding McClure, they're returning for next year.
Yeah, they'll definitely be good. They've got some length and it's not just tall kids; they're athletic too. So I'd say they'll be pretty good this year.
With all their depth too, they got
Yeah, I think Marion will be I know a lot of people are down on Marion, but I think Marion will still be pretty decent, especially with Cam Curry, especially if he gets some things going, because he's a really fun player to watch, really athletic. But I'd say sometimes he gets a little bit out of control, foul trouble, stuff like that. But if he gets that under wraps, he's gonna be dangerous.
Yeah, don't they have a tall kid that came off the bench this year? Isn't he fairly young?
Yeah, Blake Blue.
Yeah.
He'll be a junior as well.
Yeah, so both of them coming back, they won't be bad at all.
About 6'6", I think, and he's good. And but it's gonna be tough to get past Centralia in that conference.
Oh yeah. Well, Centralia just every year. Bennett's probably the best coach around here.
Bennett finds a way. He
Yeah.
always finds a way to.
I was shocked by this year that they were able to get things put together like they did, especially considering they only had one senior and then I think only 1 or 2 juniors as
I was
well.
gonna say they had what, 2 freshmen,
2 freshmen starting, I think.
2 freshmen, 2 juniors, and a senior.
Well, they had 1 freshman starting, 2 sophomores.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's
Yeah.
right.
And then they had that 2 freshmen off the bench.
Yep.
Mhm.
It's every year with them. They're just 20+ wins. So it's crazy.
There'll always be a handful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you want to aspire to be a program, you either want to be like Centralia or Peeneyville. Those are 2 of the
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
2 winning programs right
Say
there.
them, or you could mix in T-Town. T-Town's
Yeah.
always up at the super sectional, it feels like.
Yeah, they're pretty good too. I'm intrigued to see, which I don't know how much I'll get to do video next year with SIU, because I'm getting some things worked out for SIU to video, but I'm hoping to video a lot next year. I'm intrigued to see you guys, Centralia, Weber. There's Peeneyville. I don't know. I'm intrigued to see McConnell from Peeneyville, see how he progresses, and then obviously I want to see Ben because that's where I'm from. But it's gonna be definitely forgetting a lot of players, but like that's gonna be a really fun year next year. I think I don't know. I always say it, but the senior class of next year is gonna be really good, and like I was saying about this year's class, but it's gonna be a really good class. I feel like, and I think Ritzel's gonna be fun to watch. You guys are gonna be fun to watch. And you got Marlowe. I'm intrigued to see if he hits 3,000 career points.
I'd say he will.
Oh,
Even-
yeah. Yeah.
Because he's got about 2,100 or something like that right now.
Yeah, he scored a ton this year.
I was gonna say, he didn't get 1,000 this year, but I mean,
he probably
it
had
was.
like
I'm sure it was
800.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was close.
I'd say he'll be close, and he averaged like 30 this year,
At
so
least.
let's say he averages like 32 next year, he'll definitely be getting close.
Yeah, I can't believe he was snubbed from the first team All-Star. I feel like he.
Yeah, that was.
I agree. I definitely was surprised not to see him.
He got first team All-State for media, which is actually like tougher to get.
I was gonna say.
But then the coaches left him off. I thought it was. He was one of the top scorer in the states for all classes and didn't get first team. That was questionable.
What's crazy to me is every time I go to watch him, he never scores like 40. I always try to go watch him, and he just gives me 18 or 19. He's still really fun to watch, though. That 36 is the only time I've seen him score more than 30. And I've gone to about 10 of his games.
That's kind of crazy because he puts up 30 most of the time.
Oh
so.
yeah.
Put up 30 on me.
There's Archie Guwai. I've only seen him score more than 10 once as well. But then, like, I always see stuff about him scoring 20 or winning holiday tournament MVP or something like that.
As a freshman, wasn't that like the first ever or something? That
Yeah.
was crazy.
And he won Salem MVP as well.
Yeah. I think we were at that game, weren't we?
We watched that one.
Yeah.
That was I thought things were gonna get crazy after that first quarter. There's been a couple times this year. Well, more than a couple. Not specifically Centralia Mount Vernon, but like just like other games, things get crazy. I'm like, I thought a fight was gonna break out or something. Like it just gets.
So what do you do in that situation? Are you just putting the camera down?
I was
or
gonna say you gonna.
I just let it roll.
That's
Yeah, there you
content,
go.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
up the views?
Yeah.
Just gotta let it roll. Be ready for.
Like at the Centralia baseball game, you remember this year?
Yeah.
And there were a couple calls that were questionable, and everybody started to get a little riled up, and yeah, that was.
You'd rather have it than not have it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's true.
I saw the Benton versus Heron fight, which I wish I had a better camera at that point, but I just let it roll. It's like a 4-minute clip, and it was something. It caught me off guard because at that point Benton had already lost. Benton was down 60-52, 50 seconds left in the game, and Kari Slukins is shooting free throws, and then next thing I know, I just see a whole mob on the floor. I don't know. They're crazy to see, but they're also interesting to see from afar. I don't wish for any fights, but like, they're sometimes fun to watch. But like, I'd only wish for them like in the NBA because it's not affecting me.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys watched the NBA recently, but like Isaiah Stewart's a little bit crazy.
Oh yeah.
I've seen him plenty.
That series that Golden State just won with Houston when they played Houston.
Yeah.
That game, that like I feel like there's an extent like of physical basketball and then just like trying to freaking just hurt somebody. You know what I mean?
Draymond. That's
Draymond and Dylan Brooks is a
Draymond.
recipe for disaster when it
Yeah.
comes to that stuff like
I
that.
thought they were gonna do something. I don't know. It's like they were getting John a lot, and then Jimmy Butler and Dylan Brooks were John it. I forgot which game that was, but Dylan Brooks is something too.
But like at that stage, like in the NBA, I feel like that's just what makes it fun.
Yeah.
You know?
On
Fun
the
to
topic
watch
of,
at least.
No, sorry.
No, you got it.
On the topic of NBA, who do you have winning the NBA Finals this year?
Right now, I'd say I was gonna say OKC, but then Denver won last night.
Yeah.
What is that? 2-1, up 2-1 now, Denver. Yeah.
You know, I'd like to see Russ get a ring.
It'd be cool to see because I don't know. He was there a couple times and really close a couple times. I thought they were gonna win it. Whenever the Warriors had the 73 wins and blew the 3-1 lead, I mean, a lot of people forget that OKC blew a 3-1 lead in the conference finals that year as well.
I remember watching that series. That was something else.
And then KD went to the Warriors next year.
Crazy. KD should have stayed on the Warriors. His career.
Oh, it's been off the rails a little bit. I mean, he's still playing good, but his teams are.
I'd say he's going somewhere new next year.
Yeah.
So
It wouldn't shock me.
there you go.
I really like KD. It's just like I hate that he keeps going from team to team after.
Yeah,
that.
it's
Yeah.
ruining his legacy.
I don't like. I like it when our players go to team up sometimes, but I don't like it whenever they just keep switching. There's sometimes you can't avoid it though, like Ish Smith.
Yeah, that's the
I think this year, right now, because I thought it was gonna be the Thunder. I'd say probably Knicks are playing really good right now.
The Knicks are
they
playing
do
really
look
well.
good.
They're
I
up.
think they were on like as I was leaving the house.
Yeah. I guess I'd have to say, they're up 2-0 against Boston. I think. Yeah.
So I'd say Knicks right now, because Jalen Brunson
Coming out of the East. Yeah.
Dude, if the Knicks win, their fan base, dude, New York might crash if they win the finals.
New York hasn't won a championship of any sorts in a while.
I was supposed to say they
Yeah.
need it. Like
Mhm.
I don't. The Yankees won in like what, 2009 or something.
Yes.
The Knicks, it was like the 70s.
Yeah.
So I'd say New York needs something. That's
I think that's who I'd say. Who do you guys think would win it right now?
I feel like, I agree with you. I mean, with the, who we just say? The Knicks. I feel like that. But then, I feel like if you got, I think the best player now, currently, with Nikola Jokic, I feel like if you have him on your team, you've got a shot at any time. And especially when you've got good role players like Aaron Gordon that make 2-game winners, back-to-back games, stuff like that, and MPJ and Jamal Murray. But I feel like the Knicks are definitely my pick.
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't be shocked if it's Knicks Nuggets.
Yeah.
yeah. I think the Nuggets will probably win. The Knicks, I don't know. I still think the Celtics have a chance to come back, but and then I think the other series was the Cavs and Pacers. The Cavs dug themselves into a hole, but it's probably the Nuggets. I think that will win. Jokic he's too much to handle. I know they have that new coach that only coached like 9 regular season games, but at that point you have the best player in the world and a good enough supporting cast that I think it'll be the Nuggets.
Yeah, like he said, I think Nikola Jokic is pretty much unstoppable, unguardable. And with role players like Aaron Gordon and a great point guard like Jamal Murray and another role player like Christian Braun, they're tough to beat. I mean, not looking over the New York Knicks, obviously, with Cat and Brunson, Mikal Bridges. He's hooping right now. But yeah, I'd have to go with the Nuggets.
Aaron Gordon, did you see that last second put back dunk that he had? Yeah, to win it. That was crazy. I was sitting in a hotel room watching that game.
He had a 3 to tie it.
Yeah, to win it. It was to win it. Yeah, it was
To win it, he had another clutch 3. I think it was game 3. He hit one on the wing, and he's played good.
Yeah.
I think the thing with the Knicks is they have 2 of the best perimeter wing defenders. They have Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby. Both of those guys can guard just about anybody. So I think the Knicks will come out of the East.
Yeah, do you guys think Nikola Jokic? playing really good right now. Obviously, back-to-back triple-double seasons. Do you think he'll be in GOAT conversations by the end of his career?
I think so. He'll be up in the all-time rankings. I think if not already now, he's definitely gonna be by the end of his career. I don't know how old is he? 30?
Yeah, you think
Maybe 29.
That's his age.
I mean, well, you know how he is. You don't know if he's gonna retire next year or 10 years from now. But I mean, I definitely think he'll be up there.
I'd say maybe you could probably consider him for GOAT center talks, but I just feel like to get up there on the level of like Jordan, Kareem, and LeBron, like you've got to win what 4, 5, 6 championships. I don't know that he'll get that, but just as far as with how many MVPs he's had and stuff, he'll definitely be in the center talks as GOAT.
Yeah, like he said, I don't really see. I mean, GOAT center obviously, but like Kyle said, like LeBron and MJ and Kareem, they score all those points and they have that many championships. But with how dominant Jokic is and how many triple doubles he has and how he performs every night and how he's been performing over the past couple of years, I think he's easily can be in the GOAT conversation for centers.
It's crazy that he's basketball's not even his favorite like hobby. It's just a hobby to him.
Treats it like a 95, dude.
You'd rather be racing horses.
I don't know. That's just crazy. I mean, he's fun to watch too. He's not an athletic, but like he's just like almost plays unathletic as well. Like just like I don't know. He just the way he plays is just so interesting. He's almost moves in slow motion, but like it just looks so good.
It's kind of how Luka is,
Yeah.
and I know Luka's been getting a lot of hate for his defense or whatever, but I just feel like Luka is probably the best in the NBA at playing with pace, and like I feel like that's one of the most important things in basketball. You got to be able to change paces.
Yeah, What do you think about LeBron? Do you think he should retire, or do you think like?
I mean, he could if he wanted to. He's already proved enough, and I don't think he's gonna get another championship. But I mean, what his other kid is like, he's gonna be in college next year. If he really wanted to try to get him to the NBA and play with him, then he could. But I just think LeBron's not gonna go out without a farewell tour. So I think he's definitely got one more, if not 2 years, and he'll want the same thing as that Kobe had.
I like watching LeBron James. I hear a lot of people talk bad about him, but I personally do not think he's the GOAT. I think that's Jordan, but I wish I could have watched Jordan play like in his prime. That would have been insane. Just because I think he has like 10 scoring titles or something crazy like that. Obviously, he won every championship or NBA Finals that he was in, and like I don't know, that'd just be insane to watch.
And he took a break to go play baseball. That's even crazier.
Professional baseball.
Imagine if a lot of people say it, but like, what if he never took that break? Would have been 8 straight titles.
It probably would have been. And then another question was that I hear people say is if Jerry Krause didn't break up the team in '99, would they have won that year? So you're looking at like 8, maybe 9 straight titles. That would have ended the GOAT debate.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Imagine having 9 titles on here. Because Bill Russell has 11, but he played in a different era, different style. But I don't know, Jordan. I think he's not easily because LeBron's. You can't disrespect him because he's done a lot, played really good his whole career. Not the all-time leading scorer, but I'd say Jordan's definitely the GOAT of basketball in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's like it's a 1A, 1B type of thing. A lot of people it's just preference, and LeBron's obviously got all the stats and stuff, but just when it comes down to like pure winning, it's Jordan's the GOAT.
What are you guys thinking? Do you
like GOAT? Like talking about GOAT?
Yeah.
I mean, I watched the I don't know if you guys seen it or not, but like the YouTube videos, like it's like Skip Bayless and like 10 other like NBA fans, super fans or whatever. Like coming off from that, when like Kyle said, when it comes to just pure winning and stuff like that, it's definitely Jordan. But I feel like it's kind of like what era you grew up in. Like if you grew up like my generation, and unless you're like from the '90s, like obviously it's just stuff like that. But then you've got, I personally think it's Jordan, but it's like Kyle, it's a 1A 1B kind of thing.
Yeah, like to piggyback off what they said, I think LeBron with all his accolades and like his scoring, obviously, and his championships, but just Jordan's just 7-0. Is that what he's 7-0?
Six
6-0. Clutch. You all saw that jazz shot.
Yeah, I feel like that's what puts him over is the clutch gene. He just.
I mean, I know Kyle's a big Bron fan, so he's. But I mean,
I said Jordan was the GOAT. I just said he was the GOAT.
I think Jordan's, like I said, that jazz shot's insane. You also hear a lot of people talk about was Kobe or Shaq better. I really don't know enough about that whole thing to really give an opinion on it. I mean, did you guys follow them much?
I feel like Kobe, like that's just Jordan's clone, but just a little bit more flawed, a little worse. I don't think you can put him over. He only won 2 Finals MVPs as well, so like Jordan's got 6 Finals MVPs. Kobe played with the most dominant center ever, so I don't think you can put him over him.
Shaq was insane.
Yeah,
I was gonna say I feel like Kobe's championships. I feel like definitely couldn't have been like when he won. What was it? I can't remember when he won with Paul Gasol. I can't remember.
It was like 09 and 10. It was back to back.
Back to back, but I mean, definitely with Shaq. I don't think the championships he won with Shaq. I feel like Shaq was. Like I think he was a leading scorer and all the stuff like that. I think Kobe wouldn't have been as successful as he was if he wasn't with Shaq, I should say.
Yeah, Shaq. I definitely not carried the team, but he had a big impact on it. And there's some games like he had like 30 points, and like almost 20 rebounds, if not 20 rebounds. I mean, that'd just be huge if you had that for your team.
Yeah. And now you got guys like Jokic that's dropping 30, 20, and 20 every night. Not every night, but you know what I mean. Like it's stat lines like that.
Wemby puts up some crazy stat lines too.
Yeah. Hopefully he'll be back. He
had like a blood clot or something.
Yeah. I'm hoping that he's back because I enjoy watching him play a lot, and I'm hoping that doesn't like not derail his career because and that's happened with other guys.
Yeah, I know it made Chris Bosh retire. He had like a similar thing with a blood clot and it ended his career. So
and his career ended early, like really early. I thought from what he was playing, like he could have played another 5 years maybe. He's drafted. Was he drafted the year after LeBron or?
He was same year as LeBron.
That draft class was really good as well.
Yeah, they had Wade too and Carmelo. That's loaded.
Mm-hmm.
I always enjoyed watching Carmelo Anthony as well. I wish he would have played better, and had a better career. Never got a ring.
Yeah, that sucks.
You ever watch his Syracuse highlights?
Yeah, with who'd they play? They played Kansas in the title game. I don't remember who they played.
I think it might have been Kansas.
Someone like that, but I know he was like 20 a game in college. A lot of people consider him like one of the greatest one and dones that you've seen, and he had a good Olympic career and a good college career, but NBA he was just a scorer, never got a ring, so it was just misfortunate.
Who would you say like your guys' like favorite player is like to watch in the NBA like overall?
My favorite ever since I've been young, my favorite player ever was just I loved watching KD because when I first I always kept up with it. I was a big Golden State little kid back then, and I loved him when he came in Golden State. But then ever since then, I liked him.
Yeah, for me, I just always watch LeBron. I mean, it's not like if I wanted to watch somebody where I'd try to like base my moves off him or something, it'd be Kyrie. But just as far as favorite goes, it was LeBron. It's hard to argue with somebody who was always winning. I feel like it was easy to cheer for.
Yeah, I'd have to go with KD, like Gage said. I feel like me and him have similar body types and with our length, so I always try and copy what he does. And yeah, he's just such a amazing scorer, pure scorer.
Mine's mine's probably Russell Westbrook, just because like especially after he played really good with KD, but when our KD left, like he was getting triple doubles. He was like he was so fun to watch. I liked his like kind of like attitude almost, which I know some people did not, but I liked his attitude. Players that are like just I don't know, players that can like back up their talk. It's fun to watch.
Plays with a lot of heart.
Yeah. He's probably one of the players that plays the hardest. Like even in this last series, he was Game 7, I think it was, against the Clippers. He was making a lot happen. So yeah, he's pretty good.
I used to watch his like I don't know I still do, but like I used to watch Russell Westbrook highlights all the time. Like there's like music video like the songs like the videos with music over them. I used to watch them all the time. It was Russell Westbrook and then sometimes Curry, but it was mainly Westbrook I'd watch all the time.
I can remember watching those. There's a ton of them. For some reason, I remember watching Giannis a lot because when those were popular, he was like first getting good, and I swear they were always popping up. But yeah,
A lot of people forget about Giannis, like recently at least, just because like his teams haven't been as good. I wish I hate to see that he's on like they're not like bad, but just they could be performing better. Since his MVP season, he's just like kind of like I don't know, not gone off the rails, but just hasn't been talked about as much.
yeah, he'll like give you 30 and 10 like the past 3 years, and then the playoffs come around. That the Bucks have dealt with a lot of injuries. Like the past 2 years, I know Dame and Giannis have been getting hurt, so that never helps. But yeah, he's kind of turning into like the modern day Dirk of he won his ring and he's still with the same franchise. He's stuck on just not getting over the hump. So
I was Kawhi Leonard. I always really enjoyed watching too. I don't know how much you guys watched him this playoff series, but he was like playing really good. Especially that one game he shot like 15 of 19 or
yeah, that was game 2, I think.
It was finally good to just like he's always been like that guy, but like just injuries and just him not being healthy has held him back from stuff like that. But like you said, he's a fun dude to watch, especially come playoff time.
I blame Zaza. That's on him. Stepped under his ankle. I'll never forgive Zaza for that.
I remember, we were talking about me and Jonah Rafino, and Jonah loves Kawhi because he played for the Spurs, and he said he's always followed him. He thinks he's one of the biggest what-if players of all time, which I think he is as well, because there was like a 3 or 4 year span like after he got to the Clippers from the Raptors where he's just always been hurt. Like I don't know, I just like to imagine like give him like those 3 or 4 years like where he's like fully healthy or just like for the most part healthy. I like just be insane to watch.
Yeah, I wish. I think it was 2020 during the bubble. If the Clippers wouldn't have blown the 3-1 lead against the Nuggets, it would have been the Battle of LA or whatever. Clippers and Lakers. I wish we could have seen that, but they blew the 3-1 lead. So
it seems like I don't know. 3-1 leads
they're common.
They're bound to get blown.
I wouldn't want. I thought the Warriors were gonna do it this year. To be honest, they went up 3-1 against the Rockets, and like it was.
That would have been bad for the Warriors. That not a good look.
There's I don't know. Pacers might do it if they win this next game. They could potentially do it because then Cavs would have home court advantage.
Yeah, the Cavs they're good defensively, so they could definitely do it.
Donovan, I don't know how you guys been watching it much, but he's like scored back-to-back games like 40 plus. First player to do that in Cavs history since second player to do that in Cavs history other than LeBron or something like that is what I saw. And he's a really fun player to watch. I like his NBA career. I don't like his college career. He played at Louisville in college.
Yeah, I think that was another 3-1 lead thing. Back to that. The Jazz and the Nuggets in 2020, they played the end of the first round. And I think the Jazz went up 3-1, and then the Nuggets came back, or something like that. I don't know, but it was. I remember that year specifically. There were a bunch of 3-1 leads blown. It was like 2016. They were just everywhere.
I couldn't imagine doing that. I mean, you guys don't have to never have to deal with a 3-1 lead being blown in high school, but like there's upsets that you guys.
We've had similar. We've been up 10 points at one point, and we something similar, I guess I should say.
Yeah, blowing big leads. That's.
Oh my.
Back to high school. You guys are kind of getting ready for you guys are kind of wrapping up baseball. What are you guys kind of hoping for this baseball season? Like, as you guys won the conference tournament, now you guys kind of like, not fully because you got some games left, but kind of looking forward to the end of the season. Like, what are you guys kind of hoping for?
Well, we've all got the same hopes as everybody else is, making it up to Champaign or wherever the state's played for baseball. But it's kind of just taking a game at a time and just getting at least to the regional championship. We do host a regional this year at Waltonville, so that definitely will help our chances. But I feel like just starting now, we're starting to finally turn it around and starting to hit the ball and just play better as a team as a
Come
whole.
together.
Yeah.
And kind of like what Gage said, I feel like playing teams like Goreville and St. Anthony, those are two big wins on our schedule. I feel like we got a really good shot at it.
See, and the thing about it is that the weather has not been in our favor at all this year. And teams are playing, at this point in the season, 20, 25 games maybe, and we've played
15, maybe
15 at max because just rain and games getting canceled and stuff like that.
I didn't realize you guys were down that low for games.
Yeah, it's around that 15 mark.
Yeah.
I know you guys canceled your game against Benton. I was gonna go watch that, but I didn't realize you guys had canceled or rescheduled that many. What would you say, like, because basketball actually, you guys had Ice Mageddon is what we call it, but yeah, you guys had to reschedule a lot of games or whatever. But compared to basketball, you really don't have to. Basketball, you don't reschedule games typically or like cancel games as much. But in baseball, how would you say that's different? Like, how does that affect you as a player?
I'm gonna be completely honest. I didn't hear your question.
All right, so how would you say like cancellations? Like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So like, how would you say that affects you as a player? Like, say you're at school that day, and like just like your game gets canceled. Like, how does that affect you?
Well, for baseball, I mean, like our games against Red Hill, Grayville. I mean, I feel like teams like if it depends. Like if it's a team that you know that you can beat, and you don't want to drive over close to an hour. I mean, now if it's a game that like for conference for say like a Woodlawn, like you always want to play Woodlawn, or just. I feel like it depends on the game. Like I feel like if it's a game that you'd like to, play and see how you play out against tougher competition and stuff like that. I feel like it definitely stings, but especially if it's games that can help you. But I feel like it just depends on the game.
You guys, like you just mentioned, you canceled a lot of games. What were kind of like the games you were looking forward to out of those like games that got postponed or canceled or whatever?
I was looking forward to that Nashville game. Nashville's playing really good baseball right now. Throw Mincer against them, see how they handle that. But yeah, Nashville, they always have a solid baseball team.
Lucas Dunn. I don't know if you've heard about him. He's one heck of a pitcher.
That would have been. I don't know if they would have pitched him, but like that would have been a really fun battle to see Mincer versus.
Yeah.
'Cause I'd seen him a little bit. Watched one of Darren's videos where they beat Ant Jonesboro, and like he was just.
Yeah, that was at the Mountain Dew Park or whatever, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think Nashville, this is one of their better years that they've had in a while. I think they only have like one or two losses maybe. It's just, and they start off the year like maybe 15 or something crazy like that. Like they're playing.
Who? I mean, they lost.
I think they lost to Belleville West. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a tough game.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's a bad loss.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not. Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm intrigued to see how they do. But you guys know it and you guys play the game, but baseball, anything can happen literally any day. I mean,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
so I mean, like I don't know. You never know, but I think Nashville could make a pretty good run at state.
I agree.
And I don't know. I somebody I'd like to see because we played him in football. He was a quarterback for Monticello, committed to Illinois for baseball. I wish I could see him play baseball, but he's like really good lefty from what I understand. It takes a lot of talent to be good at baseball. I'd say like outside of basket, like my second this if I got to choose any sport I could be really good at, I'd say baseball would probably be that second sport. Because like I don't know, being just like a lethal pitcher, just go out there and just team be able to rely on you, that'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you've got talent like Brandon, that you have the potential to go through college and even make it to the bigs one day. I mean, pitchers in the league, they've got it made. I mean, especially when you're at the highest level, like in the MLB, and you're playing with the teams, and you pitch every what is it in MLB?
Every, like, 5 days.
4 or 5 days. You
Yeah.
get that 4 or 5 day break. You pitch, and then you take your break and get to sit in the dugout, and you got the best seat in the house watching MLB. So
I think basketball would be pretty fun to be really good at too. And you guys all are, but I think it'd be fun to like just be able to experience like holding the crowd in your hands. That'd be fun. I mean, you guys got to. I mean, whenever you scored 32 against Woodlawn, that must have been really fun. And like, I don't know, I think it'd just be fun to like be able to like control, I guess, the atmosphere.
Yeah, I feel like whenever there's not a crowd there, it's easier to play bad. Like I know some people feel the pressure or whatever, but like you could come out drowsy or like droopy when there's not a lot of people there. So like I know our guys always like thrive off when there's a big crowd, just because you know it's a big game and you come out more energized.
Would you say, looking back on this past year, what was kind of like the big games that kind of like, I guess, give you guys momentum or like give you guys kind of like just feel good about yourselves?
I'll say one big game was that first time we played Meridian.
that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, I think, 2 games just off the Turkey tournament championship that we won, and we played at the Marion shootout, and Marion is not that close, and we had about the whole our side of the half of the gym was full. So, like Kyle said, thriving on, I mean, an atmosphere like that, and typically with how small Waltonville is and how big of a gym Marion is, we filled it up pretty well, and that's the thing about Waltonville. They'll always come out and they'll show their support. That's for sure.
Yeah, the Meridian game, it was a tough win because the night before we went up to Fairfield and they were a tough 2A team. I mean, I think they went to a regional championship.
They upset somebody. I can't.
Yeah, in
forget-
the
I can't-
regional.
yeah,
I don't
can't remember who
but
it was.
they held a regional at their place, and but yeah, we played them, and then we get home like 11 o'clock, 11:30, and then the next day we go play Meridian. So it was definitely good for us early in the year, and that was one of our bigger ones.
I feel like another game that it was unfortunate, but like that Goreville game at Cesar, up until that incident that happened, that was definitely one of the loudest atmospheres that I ever played. And even after we came back, after we took that break, that we came back and played, it was still. I was expecting that game to not be as loud and just have that feeling, and it did, and I feel like that was another game, like talking about just atmospheres like that definitely is up there.
They were hot, weren't they? Like,
Oh my.
Yeah,
At least 9.
The first day we played, they were making stuff
And
happen. That was
bad.
bad.
When Cole went down and we had to stop, I mean that everybody, I personally say, like, even what if like we go and we continue that game, because before that happened, it was a minute at least that as soon as they came out of halftime, they made a 3. So who knows what would have happened if that game didn't stop like that and they just kept shooting like they did. It's a what if.
Yeah.
what would you say, looking back on that experience, so like you got to play in that big of an atmosphere, and like how would you say like that helped you? Because like Cesar's gym, like it's not it's a little bit bigger than your guys, but like that's just like it gets loud in there whenever like there's a lot of people. How would you say that helped you guys?
I feel like that was good for like the sectional and regional championship. You always know there's going to be a big crowd for those games, so just staying composed and holding your own in those games, it gets you ready for later in the year.
Then which one of you guys ended up winning MVP of that? Was that you that won?
Of Sesser?
I don't think there was.
Sesser
an
doesn't
MVP.
have
I don't think
one.
they have an MVP. I think we all made all conference, but
Yeah,
us three we did. But
Yeah.
I don't think there was an MVP of that.
yeah,
one.
they've never given one out.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Oh yeah, I remember that now. Looking back, because I remember looking at the programs. There's not. I wish more tournaments did give MVPs. Like, just like I don't know, it's just kind of cool thing to also add on to it. Gives a little bit more hype to it whenever they're calling out the all tournament teams. They're like, and then the last guy MVP, and you won Christopher MVP, and that was just that was a really good tournament too. Like,
Yeah, I'll always remember that one for me. I guess I should say because that was like the 50th annual. Like
Yeah.
that was it was neat.
then back-to-back years, you guys both had one. You won it the sophomore year, and then he had one. And you guys played really good that tournament because I went there. I think I went there for 3 of your guys' games. It was no, you guys.
You were at the Marissa game and the championship, right?
Yeah. And I honestly forgot. Oh yeah, you guys played Christopher for a championship. That Christopher played you guys well, and that Christopher, I don't know. I feel like they put pieces together. They could have been quite a bit better last year. Yeah. They showed Woodlawn that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah,
That was
Like a 30-point game.
that was also another team that could not miss.
yeah.
Yeah, they
That's
made
the thing
a
when
bunch of
you
threes.
play your own place for regionals. They made wasn't it like a they almost made was it
Yeah, they made a bunch.
Yeah, it was-
like
it was-
some of our fans, they were complaining about not going to Christopher because we were the higher seed or whatever, and we had a longer drive to Marissa. But yet that game is a prime example of playing there. It's not always better because you play the home team. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That would have been our third time playing Christopher at Christopher. So, I mean, anything could happen,
It's hard to be a team 3 times. And
especially on their home floor.
Yeah.
So.
you guys went to play at Marissa. It's a pretty good drive, but like I've never been to their gym. Is it like a bigger gym?
They redid their floor. It looks really nice now. I
Yeah,
think that was
Yeah,
I think like gym size, it's comparable to like Woodlawn. Like they just have both sides going up, and but it's fairly decent size.
They co-op with Coulterville, don't they, or like? Something
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
It's I've never been out that way. The only time I've seen them play is at the Christopher Turkey tournament. Just like I don't know, I don't necessarily like have a reason to go out that way, and I know they play Oakville and all that, and they're that conference, but I don't follow that conference like a whole lot besides Oakville. I'd say that Christopher Turkey tournaments like for Turkey tournaments or like just like start of the year tournaments. I think it's probably my favorite tournament. Like I think I'm gonna go there every year from now on as long as I'm able to. And I don't know. You guys obviously haven't played in any other tournament for that. For start of the year, but how do you guys like it?
I think especially like the way we play. I feel like it's just a good way to start the year, especially if you win it. I mean, just boosting that team morale. Like you start off, what is it, 3-0, that you win your 3 games and you win a championship, and then that just pushes you forward going into the first half of the season.
Yeah, I've always had a great time playing in it, and one of the things that makes it special is I feel like they've tracked their history well. So just looking back at MVPs and just all tournament teams and stuff like that, it's always fun to look at.
yeah, kind of like what Gage said, winning those 3 games and then potentially winning a championship. That's always good starting the season off. Team morale's high.
I enjoy like when our teams track the history like that. I think El Dorado does a very good job at it as well. I just wish more teams, more schools and like tournament hosts track the history better like that. Because like I'm a big history guy, so I like going back to look at that stuff. And I don't know, I usually keep all the programs from all those tournaments I go to and stuff, and it's fun to look back at. I think I wish Sesser tracked it a little bit better, like as like I don't know if you've ever seen El Dorado's like programs or anything, but they have like little blurs, not blurs, but like these little like paragraphs about like each tournament, like what happened, stuff like that, and it's just cool to look back at that stuff.
Yeah, I like history-wise. I always like to look at the NBA and stuff. As I got older and stuff and got into high school, I like to look back on the IHSA website some and just look at history and stuff. But I've always been interested in that stuff.
It's crazy how much the IHSA like keeps history because you see just basketball, but then like if you go look at their track and field or like cross country or baseball or whatever, they have like a lot of stuff on there, and like I can't imagine how much, but I don't know how much it'd actually be, but I'm interested to see like how many numbers or words they have typed up on there because it'd have to be an insane amount.
Yeah, that you can definitely get lost on those pages. There's so much information and stuff.
Do you guys look at it that much or?
I'm like when I was looking at like schedules for baseball one time, I was just scrolling through and I clicked through a couple things and yeah, like I was looking at past baseball stuff and then I looked at basketball and then yeah.
It's crazy to see like some of the teams like I didn't realize West Frankfurt, which I probably always look down upon them because they're considered a rival of Benton, but I didn't realize how West Frankfurt like they had like actually had a pretty good football program, like really good like prior to like the early 2000s, and then like basketball they were like like decent, like it's just I don't know, it just like I think it's very eye opening to like people that like just like have an opinion, like no history backed up on it. It's just crazy to look like what it actually looks like, how good teams actually were.
I like a couple of times I'll search up certain teams and then look at like probably what you're looking at. It'll be like all the years listed and if they won a regional, what their record was. So I always think it's fun to go back and just look at some of the more successful teams and just see like what coach they had at the time and how many games they were winning. That's always been interesting to me.
I think what's cool is I didn't realize how many state finals appearances Centralia, Peenyville, and Mount Vernon all of them had, but it's actually crazy like how many they have. Like Centralia's like 18, and like Peenyville is 15. Like I mean, you guys just want to go up there one time, which I don't even think has been up to state.
Farthest is like a super, but
Yeah,
that was a long
yeah,
time.
I don't believe they've been even made a trip.
Yeah.
Just think about that, and you guys just want to go up there one time, like just for first time in school history. Like Centralia's like been up there 18 times.
It's crazy.
I mean, I don't know. I like to look at that and think what's crazy is Lee Bennett's doing a really good job, and they've only been up there 3 times under him. So like it's just I didn't look at the specific years, but I just can't imagine how many years in a row they made it or something. So I'm sure back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s they were really good.
Yeah, who'd they have? Trout, isn't that what his name was? But I feel like they've had some legendary coaches, so kind of speaks to their 18 appearances.
Yeah, Trout, he's second all-time leading scorer, I think. Not score, winner. Yeah, and like he has like 800 plus or something like that. It's insane.
I got my wallet. I got that. Remember that one time? I don't. Were you? I think Kyle was there. Or were you there?
I was there for a little
I got
bit.
those. I got 20 pizzas all for free.
Oh, I remember.
I was there
that.
for a little bit and then I left.
Yeah.
20 pizzas for free.
So this
I
little
remember
gift
you
card.
talking about
This
it.
little gift card thing. It's like you say you buy 10 pizzas, you get 5 for free, and you only got to pay for 5. I went and picked up my pizzas, my 20 pizzas. I figured I'm gonna get 10 for free. They didn't. They just gave me my pizzas and said, "Have a good day." So I walked away with 20 pizzas free.
Where was that at?
Right here in Mount Vernon.
Great.
Yeah. I'm probably on some list now.
No, they don't know. That's on them.
Just gotta keep testing.
There you go.
If they're gonna give it to you for free, you just gotta take it.
Absolutely.
So, you guys looking back on your senior year, looking forward to your senior year. I mean, you guys haven't graduated, hopefully. Looking forward to your senior year. I mean, you guys are both really close to the school record. What's kind of like thought process on that, like going into senior year? Like, do you guys think about that much?
Just taking that next step. obviously we have aspirations for a state championship, but working to that point, just making that next step, taking one game at a time. Yeah.
I think next year it's going to be important for us to live in the moment because these past 2 years we've won a regional and came up short in the sectional. So I could feel it a little bit this year. Our team was like we would win and stuff, but it's still we have to get over the hump at the sectionals. So I feel like we need to just enjoy the regular season. Once tournament time comes, we'll deal with it then, but just take it one game at a time.
Yeah, take it one game at a time, like he said. Being gritty, and, good competition. Wait, what was the question? I don't even remember the question.
Just talking about preparing for next year.
Oh, okay,
What you're
okay,
looking forward
okay.
to.
Okay, looking forward to next year? Okay, so what I'm mainly looking forward to next year is, getting back to where we were, but getting over that hump, like he said. Next year we have...
You gotta stop saying that.
I think what he's trying to say, like, just looking to get back, looking to get back in
Am I
the
saying
gym.
next year a lot?
Just
keep
looking to
saying
get back
like
in the
he
gym with the
said.
guys. I mean, that's obviously
Well, I'm building
just
off of
playing,
because you two are in front of me.
just playing with your buddies, and making the next step. It's obviously aspirations for everybody, but like you said, living in the moment while also just maintaining, having fun, that high school life with your buds. But we'll get there.
What is like for you guys individually? Like, what's kind of that next step entail? Like, is it like just like progressing your game or like progressing yourself mentally, or what's it entail?
I think it's everything. I feel like there's always room for improvement in your game. Never stop working on your game. And mentally, I feel like what helps you mentally is games like Meridian and games like Centralia and games like Marion and just stuff like that. Like I said earlier, staying in the weight room, working on your body still, stuff like that. Like I feel like that will definitely help us make that next step.
No, for us, I think we need to we need to get better at just playing with our minds. I feel like we're we're like fairly talented, and we go off of raw talent a lot. That I think just feeling out the game and making reads and stuff we need to get better at, and just not so rely so much on skill. So just improving like our IQ and stuff, just simple stuff like that.
I think even more strength in our competition. That would help too. Getting over that hump of a sectional chip, or hopefully super sectional, and hopefully state after that.
Like you said, making that tougher competition. That tournament, if we do get in it at Highland,
Yeah, that
that'll
would be
definitely
really nice.
help us.
Do you guys I mean, you got a couple years to think about it, but you guys also have like potentially have college on your minds. Like, how will you balance like thinking about college, but also like worrying about this basketball season?
I kind of like go with the flow. See where it takes me. See what opportunity presents itself. I've talking to a few colleges before, and especially with Select, I get close with the SIC guys. But it definitely is something to think about as you get closer to your graduation date. Not only for basketball, but for what your life will be after. It's definitely something important to think about. But live in the moment and just trying to take it as time goes on, I think, will definitely make that process easier.
Yeah, for me, I think I'll just kind of see what opens up, see what my options are, and just play it by the day. But there's been a couple coaches that have talked and stuff, so I just see what happens and see how much better I can get. But playing in college would definitely be a aspiration of mine.
Yeah, I haven't really talked to any college coaches yet, but like these two have, obviously I have a little bit more time. And like more opportunities will open up and present themselves. I'm sure the older I get and the more I play travel basketball and keep working hard.
Do you guys foresee yourself like trying to stay somewhere local or relatively local, or do you want to like kind of like travel, I guess, and get out of this area?
I feel like definitely seeing the world. Like we've been to just like trip wise. Like I haven't we've traveled before, but nothing more like going to college or anything like that. Staying local obviously will be good, but I think for me, if the opportunity presents itself and the college is fit for me, I definitely would consider moving away. But staying local, obviously, you get to stay close to your family and friends and stuff like that. I feel like for me, it's just what opportunity brings and see how it goes.
Yeah, as long as it's the right fit. I mean, I'm willing to travel, see the world or whatever. But just, I mean, as far as playing basketball, I feel like I'd rather stay local or just maybe like not too maybe out of state, but not too far away or just something of that nature.
Staying close would obviously be nice, with friends and family, and everybody around here. But whatever fits me best, the best opportunity, I'll take that.
You guys obviously want to play college sports, but like a lot of love has to be built up for that. Because I mean, like, it takes a lot to like continue to play at the next level. Because that's like you obviously got your academics, but I mean, like at the college level, basketball is I mean, or well, whatever sport you are is the main focus. Um, where would you say that love like over the years like kind of built up or came from?
For me, I mean it's like I said earlier, it's been my life since I've been a little kid. Ever since I was able to pick up a basketball or throw a baseball, stuff like that, but mainly basketball. I believe a big part of that was my dad. He kind of pushed me past what I thought I was able to do and has gotten me where I'm at. And just for like me, like personally, like I know if I'm wanting to play at the next level, that I'm gonna have to put the work in and try new things. Because at the high school level, and me being as big as I am, you're not gonna find very many 6'5" guys in 1A. So I'm more a center play. But like for say I'm going to the next level, I'm not gonna be a big. I'm not gonna play center because most now 6'5" guys are forwards and even guards. So it's just we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah, just here you go real quick. I'm so frustrated. Just go. Real
I mean, I am too, but I'd say my dad is easily the biggest inspiration. Also, my brother. I mean, going to his basketball games when I was really little. There's an 8-year age gap between me and him, so I've always loved watching him play. I mean, he wasn't real talented, but still loved going, loved the environment, and just fell in love with the sport. Um, and like Gage said, being 6'6", there's not that many 6'6" bigs now in college. Usually they're guards or forwards, so yeah, just gonna have to adjust and adjust my skill set.
Yeah, for me, it's probably my siblings that just having the friendly rivalry in the backyard or whatever. Just they've always challenged me, and I played up a lot as a younger kid, so just like playing against them, playing against older competition, it made me want to get better and just increase my love for the game.
When would you say like you guys kind of figured out this is like what I want to do after high school? You go play college basketball.
I mean, for me, it's always been like a dream of mine is fulfilling my see how far basketball takes me and see what it can do for my life. Because I know not just from basketball, but stuff you learn from basketball will help you in life regardless. Like work ethic wise and everything like that, it definitely will help you.
Yeah, I've always just watched it so much and stuff that it's just always from a young age. Like I just wanted to pursue that, and it's always been my favorite sport and stuff. So it just like held a special place in my heart.
Yeah, like I said, with my brother playing and my dad showing me, showing me and stuff. it's always been, the biggest love of mine. Playing basketball, putting a ball in my hands. It's always been great.
So you guys gonna looking forward to next year, and it's gonna be a really good year. I think I'm excited for it. Um, gonna go ahead and wrap this up, I guess, but just make sure you guys go to check out Waltonville next year. I mean, they're gonna be a really fun team to watch. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of teams out there, but this is gonna be one of my favorite teams to watch next year. Thank you for watching. If you stayed this long, just see you guys later.